Child, this is the watered down version. All right, if we wanted to go there, we could go there. California girls. Stay really still and focus. Yes. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mukbangs with Medics. Today I have one of my favorite medics here with me today, and I also have a lovely plethora of sushi which she has procured so graciously for me. Would you like to show them what we're working with today? What we have?
So we've got salmon selection. We've got a snow crab tamaki and also California tamaki.
Hold it up to the camera. You can see it. You can see it. Yep.
You can be the display girl. And then we have a California roll.
California girl. And then we have
Duck gyoza.
yum. I'm a gyoza girl. I'm telling you, I love good gyoza.
And then prawn katsu rolls.
I've never had prawn katsu rolls, but I'm really looking for. I better taste like prawn tempura, otherwise I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be upset.
It's the avocado. I'm a bit disappointed at though.
I don't like
No,
avocado.
everything's got.
I think we need to
We
actually.
haven't actually got one thing without avocado.
And that's the problem. The thing is, I can have it in sushi, but in general, like I'm not put on toast.
Toast. No.
Anyway, we digress. So today we have one of my favorite medics here, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself for the second time because you know we've already filmed this.
So I'm Lizzie, I'm also a second year medic, and I met Victoria when we were in student accommodation together, and we've been friends ever since, so that's nice. I have to put up with her, so that's fun.
Put up. Well, everyone's always dragging me on this thing. Like what the hell? But yeah. I met Lizzie because they moved me out of my room. If you know my accommodation from my previous accommodation videos that I used to stay in, they are very ghetto, and my electricity just stopped working one day. Plugs, no charged phone, no nothing, no blow dryer, no nothing. I didn't blow the fuse, mind you, I didn't blow the fuse. So it stopped working, and they said they came to fix it. It wasn't fixed. And they said, oh, we're gonna offer you another room. So I moved into Lizzie's flat, and then, you know, I put the little sticky note on the fridge, like, hi guys, I live in the flat now. And Lizzie was the only one that replied.
I was. And to this day, she's still saved in my phone as Victoria Flatmate.
Same, I feel like I can't change it now. Like, I just feel like that needs to be cemented into history as how we met, because basically what we even wanted to talk about today is how if we didn't meet the way we met, we probably wouldn't have met at all. King's Medics, do you want to kind of, I don't know where to begin. Good, so you better start, and I'm trying to eat, I haven't eaten, I'm hungry.
King's Medics, there's many variety, I feel like is the main thing.
I feel like they should be put into categories.
We should make the categories.
Oh my gosh, okay, so what do you want to categorize them as? We'll even put the categories in a little, like, we'll put it in a little speech bubble thing, I don't know.
I mean, there's the neeks. There's the neeks.
Not the neeks.
Can we call them neeks?
We can't call them neeks because that was we were the neeks in secondary school.
We were the neeks in secondary
We were the neeks in secondary school.
Everyone has their time. Everyone has their time.
Yeah.
But our time is not over.
My time is coming back. Don't worry. I'm gonna be a neek.
Sure, I haven't got nails. Thank you.
Let's try something else then.
That's another thing about medicine, you know.
Not having nails.
Not having nails.
I mean, I have no business having nails, but you know,
it's a struggle.
A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. You know, sushi is so overwhelming. Like, there's just so much stuff there. Like,
where do I start?
Where do I start? I'm gonna start with the
gyoza,
gyoza, actually.
That's not. I'm gonna have a salmon maki because it's a classic.
Taste test, taste test.
Mm-hmm.
Good. It's making sense. Right, let's try this gyoza. But yeah, King's Medics, I feel like we can, okay, fine, let's just have them. We're not shading anybody. There's nothing wrong with being intelligent and studying. That's what we're all aiming to try and do. So I'd say there's the self-proclaimed neeks.
They're hard to find. They're actually quite hard to find. And then you've got the people like me.
Then you've got the girls that play sports.
What? That's the category I come under? I'm not sure about that one. I was really gonna be like the ones that need to sit down in the library a little bit more and stop going out.
That could be everybody,
Mm.
because the thing about Kings, there's like a very big sports culture. A lot of people play for like GKT, so that's just like the guys, Kings, St. Thomas's, whatever. And they play for like teams like rugby, football. What others? Is there like swimming, netball?
Everything, cricket, hockey, lacrosse.
There are lots of different sports, which I think even when I came and I went to, do you remember, did you have a Freshers Fair?
Mhm.
Yeah, so Freshers Fair, like all the societies. And I think it's a big drawing point about Kings. I think it's something that you should really consider if you want to come. They have lots of societies, and if you want to play a sport, they even give you the Wednesday. The Wednesday in the afternoon you have off, so you can like go play your sport and then go to Guys Bar. Oh, Guys Bar. Oh, that place.
I think Kings is great for sport, especially even if you're someone that can't play sport like me. I've never played sport in my life. And then I came to Kings, and then now I played football, and now I'm in rugby.
They finally convinced you to join
Yeah,
rugby.
I converted. So I'm in rugby now. And yeah, it's such a good like culture there. It's so fun, and like it's really good. And yeah, you don't have any work on Wednesdays really, so it's good.
I'm so hungry. So for me, I wanted to play basketball. That was like my initial plan because I really enjoyed basketball in secondary school. But I was kind of I feel like it was a bit of intimidation that I felt. Like I didn't feel like I'd really fit in, because the reason why I say that me and Lizzie probably wouldn't have met is because the people that kind of play sports and are in that crowd, I don't know how to describe the crowd really, but the people that are in that crowd, they kind of stay within their realms.
Definitely.
And plus, King's is a big medical school. Like, it's big. It's one of the biggest medical schools in the country. So if it's a course that had like 100 people, you're more likely to meet everyone in your course at one point. But because of 400 people plus in a year group, the likelihood of me meeting 400 people, especially post-pandemic, is low.
I think that's the thing about sport, is that it's great if like you don't already have friends, because you meet so many people. But then if you join a sport, which is kind of what I did, you've already got your own group of friends. Most people join like in their first few weeks of uni, so they make their friends through the sport. Whereas when you've already got your other groups, it becomes really hard to balance. Like, it's hard to balance like seeing people from sport and seeing people from like your other groups, because sport, if you want it to be, you can literally be with them 5 nights a week. There's like well-being, there's training, there's matches, there's like sports night, there's everything, which is great, but it's hard to keep up with if you've got other things going on. For sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. I felt like I wasn't really ready for the commitment. I felt like, yeah, I wasn't ready for the commitment because I was gonna have to be there. And I also think a big factor that played into my experiences with other medics is there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of classism, there's a lot of elitism, there's a lot of people trying to psych you out, and a lot of those people tend to be the people that play sports, and you kind of get confused because they're like, you play sports and you do all this and you do all that, and you're drunk every Wednesday night and you still get good grades.
Yeah, oh, that. The amount of people I know that are literally out every single night of the week getting absolutely smashed, and they still have better grades than me and half my friends that work, is unbelievable. I don't know when they have the time to do it. Some of them literally have 4 hours sleep a day, and they're living on that, and they're good with it.
I feel like it really psychs you out because it's just like you feel the pressure to keep up. So like the few times, I've only been to Guys Bar maybe like, I can count on my hands, and it gets crazy in there. It gets pretty wild. And that heavy drinking culture is something that I was never used to, like growing up. I didn't like, I've had my few share of wild nights, but I haven't, like, I can't drink like that. No, I feel like there kind of is a bit of a pressure to do so.
100%, like I came from a background where I never went to a party before uni. I never...
At all?
No, I'd never been to a single... I went to boarding school, so...
Oh yeah!
It was very different when I came here. I've never really interacted with boys even, and like never been out or anything like that. And so coming here and then being out and like getting kind of thrown into that, because I was like the library girl, the study hard 12 hours a day girl at school.
That's half the day, and you spend the other half of the day basically sleeping.
Yeah.
So what did you do? How did you have time to yourself?
Well, I never really did get time to myself, but also even if I wanted to take that time out studying, I lived in a room with people, so you were never on your own anyway. So it just kind of became a thing that time to yourself kind of was studying, as toxic and bad as that is. Like, it was also a hobby as well as trying to get where I needed to be. I really enjoyed it. And then I came to uni, got dragged out in freshers, and then
The rest was history.
yeah, my life hasn't really calmed down since freshers, to be honest. Here I am, end of second year, and it's still going.
So how would you compare your life at boarding school to your life at uni? Because in a way there's lots of similarities. Because when I went to boarding school, I was quite young. But you like were through secondary school and and
Yeah.
stuff. So how would you compare your life? Like, what's the difference between dorms and dorms? If that makes sense.
So-
Dorms and halls. That's
Yeah.
like dorms and halls.
In secondary school, it was really intense, and you were I was in a room with up to 8 people, so it was a lot. Like, it was a lot of talking, and you had to just get used to being with people you didn't like. It was just, you just had to.
Sorry to those people.
Yeah, like, you just did. And then also it really made me learn, which I know you agree with a lot, that sometimes living with your best friends is not the thing to do, because some people, you love them as people, but as living with them, it's another story. Like, they have some kind of habit that's awful, or not even that, just like you just get in each other's face too much. And I think, so when I came to uni, obviously you have your own room, but I already knew that, so we didn't really have a nightmare flatmate. We had no one there.
No. But remember, I moved in late.
Yeah, so I think I never had to deal with being with someone I didn't like in halls, but I definitely...
That makes one of us.
I
The chronicles of cleaning up after people that don't know how to clean. Had enough.
Not me.
I've had enough. No, not you. You were good.
No, I think boarding school's good for just teaching you to put up with stuff. Like, you just have to do it. And also, I already knew how to cook, do my own laundry and everything like that, which a lot of people
Don't know how to do.
I did become like the uni group wife. Like, I cooked so much
Not
for
the
everyone.
not the uni mom.
I feel like I still do cook quite a lot for people, but I enjoy it. Like, it's a good time. But especially in freshers, like, every day I was cooking for someone different. Every day. But it was nice.
I feel like a lot of women in uni get indoctrinated into cooking for these low down boys, alright? I'm not even talking about you, I'm talking about in general. Laws in London are slightly different. I feel like a lot of people tend to leave London and they go like a bit further up north to like Birmingham or the Midlands, Coventry, Loughborough, etc. And when you're in London, you get such a mixed bag of people. Like, you get lots of international students, you get, so the abilities and the lifestyles are like a big melting pot. And I feel like that really also attests to the men's school as well, because a big melting pot of different types of people. You have international students, you have people that came from Wales, you have people that are like 2 degrees down already, you have people that just came, that they're 18 and come from school.
17 sometimes.
That's illegal.
There's 17-year-olds here.
Yeah, but that's illegal. They're not supposed to go to uni until they're 18.
No, you can.
Since when?
You can.
Since when?
GDS had a whole corridor for people that were under 18.
Well, there you go. You have the minors.
You have the minors.
You have the minors.
The other group. It's very easy, I think, to get caught up in like babying people because you care about them. And I feel like everyone needs looking after in different ways. Like, for me, I didn't need the help with the living kind of stuff. Like, I was good with that. But socially, I never had these experiences. So I had some friends which really picked me up and were like, let's do this, let's do that.
So you didn't miss out?
Yeah, so I didn't miss out. And like, I think when I first came, my confidence wasn't as high as it is now. and they always kind of didn't let me. They didn't let me just like hide away and be like, no, I don't want to come out. They'd be like, no, come on, like do it, and you'll have a good night. And I always did. So I think it's important just recognizing what different people need.
Yeah, I feel like that's a positive thing. Like one thing that I feel like you guys do and being on a team and stuff like that does for you is it really like supports you going out and building those connections, because at the end of the day a lot of these people are shaping your NHS, they're shaping your future connections. Even if you branch out and you don't want to do anything even related to your degree, they're probably going to have the connections that help boost you in the end. It's really nice. I feel like there's the positive side and the really supportive side, but then there's also the negative side and like kind of things that you feel pressured into doing, feeling like you have to, because like as I said like a couple times already, like the drinking culture is very strong. So I feel like that really always deterred me, because I felt like I would have to compromise myself and do certain things that I wouldn't be comfortable with usually just to fit in. You know, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I've spent too much of my life doing that, mate. I don't want to do that, and you need to do. It's too much.
There is some stuff that you do just feel like you have to do, and you really don't. Like a year on, there's so much stuff that I probably did that I didn't want to do, which I don't even remember what it is now. Like it wouldn't have mattered if I had or I hadn't, but it's like stick to your own boundaries kind of thing. You know, it's important.
How do you feel like people can do that better?
Ooh, that's tough. Because like I feel like it's not fair to be like, oh, you know, don't succumb to peer pressure, because like we've already heard that, like everyone's heard that and everyone still does. It's just you know what it is. But I think surround yourself with people that understand your boundaries and accept them instead of trying to force you to be someone else. It's a big one.
That's true.
Because if you don't have people in your life that are gonna peer pressure you, then you can't be peer pressured. Or also, even if like, because they can still be good friends, you might just not want to not be friends with them because they have some different values, but I think it's always good to have one like solidifying person that really brings you down to earth, which for me is actually Victoria. No, the amount of times I've come to you and I've been like, whoa! You don't drop that on me, no! Cut the cameras, dead ass! Cut the cameras!
I don't even remember what we were talking about.
The rice keeps... The rice keeps getting stuck.
You see?
It's just all going wrong.
Oh well. The sushi is sushiing, so I ain't even mad at it.
Sushi's good, to be fair. I might like it. What do you think?
I like it. Even, I guess, King's Medicine is really just a different experience for everybody. With everyone's groups and with everyone's actual placement experiences, because like everyone's at a different placement, everyone's basically in lectures at different times, dissections at different times. Everybody's experience of the degree is going to be completely different, and it's so easy to literally be like, oh, you went to King's at this time? Oh, I went to King's at this time. I meet a new person on our course every week. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Always someone new. Like today I met so many new people at that thing.
Oh, at the RCG? Yeah. How did you find it?
It was really good.
I enjoy it so much. I think they should do it more often. Yeah,
so we have this OSCE practice thing, which means that you kind of practice your kind of clinical exams, in-person ones. And yeah, it was really good actually. I did one on asthma.
Yeah.
Did you do asthma
too?
Oh,
yeah.
It's so insane.
I know.
All the time.
That asthma was good. And then you instruct them on how to use the inhaler and stuff. What have you enjoyed? Because obviously we're coming to the end of placement. What would you say you enjoyed the most about placement this year?
I think the thing I've enjoyed the most is, like, if we're talking about blocks, I'm really loving human development, which is basically,
it's my babe.
Yeah, obs and gynae kind of stuff.
Love her.
It's great.
So good.
But then, like, within that, what have I enjoyed? Very rarely, but occasionally, you get to kind of have like a bit of one-on-one time with a doctor, and that's so good. Like when they sit you down, they teach you something, and then they go, okay, now we're gonna go see it, and then you go with them, you follow them, they introduce you to the patient, you already understand, because they've like sat down and explained the condition to you. It's so rare that you get given that time.
It's not only that, it's so rare that they're willing to do that. Because my experience of placement, it's just so dependent on things that are outside your control. The mood of the doctor, what's going on at the time, if the ward is busy. And I think I'm gonna do like a full video on like placement review because that's actually a good video to do. But for me, when I get a great teacher, it just makes the day. Like I feel so happy. I feel so much joy. It makes me feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. I feel good. Because like today, I was watching someone get a tumor removed. They had a tumor in their sigmoid colon, I believe. It was a massive tumor. And the surgeon, she was focusing on what she was doing, but she was actually talking me through the laparoscopic surgery while it was going on. And you can tell that she cared about my learning experience. And a lot of doctors, I feel like they forget what it was like when they were young and didn't know anything, and it makes you feel kind of sad. It really does kind of impact, even when they don't know that you're supposed to be there, or they're like, oh, do I have to show you something right now, or like. But again, we're probably gonna get to that stage, and if we have a bad day, we might do the same thing. So how, I guess,
how can we judge it?
Exactly. How can we judge it, and also how do we implement? Like, how do you implement change in that sphere, I guess. I would really love to get into medical education one day, just to kind of not change things, but like help make decisions that impact or affects what's going on, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like how a doctor treats you in your first placement of the morning literally frames the rest of your day. So I've had some where I've gone in and like they've sat me down and they've done everything with me and they've been really helpful. And then I remember I had one and we'd already been passed off in 3 wards. We'd been sent from one to the other to the next to the next.
Where was this?
When was this? I think inflammation.
Inflammation.
And then I finally get to this doctor and I'm like, hi, I've been sent to you. We've been all around the hospital looking for you because she rotates loads of wards. Finally get there and she goes, well, why are you here? So I explained that we're like second year medics and why we're here. And I'm a pretty happy person. Like I come across like, even if you're rude to me a couple times, I'll keep up trying to be nice. And then she just kept like literally laying into me. I was like, okay, so we can do history taking shot. I don't think that's helpful. I said, okay, we can follow you on the ward round to see some things we haven't seen before. She goes, that's not very helpful. And then she's like, how about you go sit in the office and basically revise your stuff and then come and present a case you find to me. And I was like, what?
How am I going to find the case if I don't go
to speak to some patients? Yeah, she was like, oh, like I don't think any of our patients will want to speak to you. And you know, that's fair enough if it's true, but after everything she said, I don't think she went and asked. Yeah, she didn't ask. She didn't seem like, this was a big ward. There were over 15 people on there, and I do not believe for a second that one of them wasn't well enough to have a 5-minute conversation.
Exactly. And it just really is something that it plays into it. And again, I keep touching back on this. Everyone's experience is different because a lot of people, their siblings work in the hospital. Like I've had on like 3, 4, 5 separate occasions, people like, oh yeah, my brother's in your year. Yes, like my brother's in your year or my sister's in your year. So you know that once they go on that ward, that's it. They're seeing everything. They're seeing whatever surgery. They're seeing all the patients. They're gonna have the best. They're probably gonna be able to come back, do extra shadowing experiences. And again, you kind of find that you almost relate to the people that are having a similar time and similar experience to you. And it tends to be that kind of separates you in groups. But I do wish that there was more experiences and more opportunities for like medics to get together and like actually do real team building, because like one of the people that does our exams and stuff like that was saying today that it's really important about like team building in medicine, but then at the same time all we are is pitted against each other. So it's kind of like you have to relearn team building on the job. You don't get the opportunity to learn it beforehand, which is kind of weird. But
I do think there's like a heavy kind of advantage for people that have family in the field. None of my family did A-levels, none of them did university. They all just kind of went straight into the world of work when they were young. And for me, I was lucky with my school that they helped me through getting in. Then once I was here, like, I don't have my parents that can understand what I'm going through or how much I've got to do or anything like that. And they can't kind of help me to see people, like they don't have any connections. And my parents are great, they support me in every way they can, but when it comes to medicine, the connections you have, like I know people that have both already been published because they've got parents and parents' friends who are doctors.
That's it. And for me, even though, as if you've watched one of my videos, like my family has more of a medical and scientific background, but because it's not from this country, it really has no bearing. Do you know what I mean? It has not much of a weight on it. They can't really do much for me, but obviously in future, if I do want to go back to America, it now becomes a bit more helpful that while I'm here, I need to kind of do the building blocks and have the connections and stuff. And you can tell when a person kind of not has it all laid on a platter for them, but things kind of become easier. And again, you can't really, it feels really hard to relate to those kinds of people. And then that's what kind of is very divisive. That's where the friendship groups get created. Like, oh, your dad's a doctor? My dad's a doctor.
This one's mine, this one's yours. You want the crab one, right?
Yeah. All right. Big boss sushi.
I don't know how you're doing that. Like, I really don't know how you're gonna do
it. It's heavy. It's like lifting a weight. Do you have?
It's the soy sauce.
Yeah. So, do you have any final thoughts for prospective King's students, current King's students, anybody that may be watching this video?
If you're a prospective King's student, don't let us put you off. King's is amazing. I think it is really good. It's a great university. The admin, awful, but everyone will probably complain about their university's admin.
Admin, yeah. I feel like admin, it's not King's admin, it's just admin.
University,
full stop. Yeah.
I think placements at King's are great. Social life.
It's what you make
could not be better.
It's what you make of it. Because ultimately, don't let me put you off of what a mate, because I'm telling you, like, the things that they do these, they're so creative. They always have themed nights. Like, I feel like it's almost one of those things that when you're on the outside looking in, you think, oh, I could never do that, or oh, I would never do it. But I can also appreciate it for what it is. I think it looks so much fun. Like when Chrissy dressed up as a girl, that's so cool. I feel like that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean,
that is amazing.
It's very kind of, from the outside you look at it and you're like, what is wrong with these people? Why are they going on some random, like, on Friday I dressed up as Squidward. I dressed up as Squidward.
Nice.
I painted myself blue, and
did you?
Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I painted myself blue, and I put,
how long did it take you to get the paint off?
It actually came straight off.
Oh.
And then I put like
a nose on.
No, I don't want to get cancelled. No, so it's a clinical foreskin. So it's made out of plastic. And I stuck that on my nose.
Where did you get clinical? You get clinical foreskin. I didn't even know what clinical foreskin was.
Someone gave it to me. I didn't source it myself.
Clinical foreskin. Nice. That's definitely going in the title.
Wait, where is it? Let me find it. Clinical foreskin. Yeah, that should just be our title. I'm gonna show from a distance.
Make sure it actually focuses. Put it properly up there.
No, but I look so grim.
Nice.
So yeah, this is me.
Nice.
A Squidward. And most people in Bar High Street were staring at me. There were people on buses who
probably just looking like,
they were loving
Squidward.
it. They were loving it.
Or did you wear a bald cap?
No, I should have.
You should have worn a bald cap because Squidward's bald.
But then when you're in the environment and everyone else is dressed up as stupid stuff and everyone's having a fun time, it's so good. But I think the one thing is that I think sports teams in general are very drinking heavy, and I think that that's one thing that maybe needs to be eased a bit, is that especially rugby, of all kind of sports, I feel like it's difficult if you're a non-drinker. Like, it's possible, but
you feel left out.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe if there was some, like, I feel like certain things are probably never going to change, but I feel like it would be an incentive for people to want to join, and just kind of like advertising it in a way where it's user and accessible to everybody.
I think there's some sports that are a lot more kind of they're a lot more all-rounded. And I think there are a lot of events and stuff which aren't based on drinking, like they'll do like moon nights, sleepovers and whatever. But yeah, I think it just really depends. And then also like all of the matches and stuff like that, that's not based around drinking. I mean, it's all
Sports.
just being with
I
your
hope you're not
team
playing a sport
and
drunk.
playing. Yeah, it's not about that. So I think it's got both sides. Like if you don't drink or if you do, there definitely does cater
To more than one demographic.
yeah, for sure. Sure. And then for current King students, good luck. We all need it.
And on that note, thank you for watching. If one like, and I'll bring Lizzie back on the channel. It's one.
Thank you for having me.
And that's all. Yeah, I don't know how to round this video up. But if you liked it, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and everyone comment down below and tell Lizzie to start a YouTube channel. Bye.
Bye. Should I cover up a bit?
It's really up to you on how you. I don't care. I'll have my left titty out on YouTube if I really want. Here we are.
Here we are. Here we are.
Do you think it's too bright?
Oh my god. Wait. Should I be looking at the picture or the camera?
You can look at either. It doesn't really
okay.
make a difference. I usually look at the picture.
Yeah, I was looking at the picture.
Yeah, because you kind of like want to check and you look fidget during the. I'm telling you, that's actually what I do every time. So it's like,
This one. You want the crab one, right?
yeah. All right. Big bowl
I don't know how
sushi.
you're doing that. Like, I really don't know how you're gonna
It's heavy. It's like lifting a weight.
do it. Also, like, I've never been so self-conscious to chew.
Oh yeah, I know. I've been thinking
I've
I'm
fully forgotten how to swallow. I'm like,
no.
it gets nuts.
The same thing was happening to me. Like I was just like, soy sauce bath. Call it a day.